Good afternoon. I wanted to address some of the things that I hear from many of you very often, which is mostly that once you've received all of this truth, once you've felt the Spirit of Christ rise up in you, many of you have a concern as to what to do with it. Well, where Christ says, "Take my yoke upon you, my burden is light." Now, what does that mean? What does resting mean? The most important thing for you to understand about being in Christ is to rest and allow the Father to speak to you about what He wants and expects of you. You are made unique for your purpose, for the purpose that He has already established in you before the foundation of this world. This world is but a blip in time and space. Time is really just an illusion. It's something that man has made. So with that understanding, take this truth that you have and just rest. Just rest knowing that you know the truth and that you are saved from this world. Dying to this world and dying to all of the flesh is the thing that you remain focused on. That whenever the flesh rises up, perfect this in yourself. Perfect Christ in you. So when you're supposed to do what the Father wants you to do, He's going to show you. And it will be overwhelming to you. You won't need to guess or think about it and go, well, is that what the Father wants? You won't. It will be so solid within you that there won't be any question. And any rules and anything that you think that you need to change about your life, don't think that you need to do anything. The Father will compel you. He'll strike it from you. If something is interfering between you and Him, He will remove it from you. Those that say, well, I have an addiction or I have a problem over here, put those in His hands. He'll strike them from you if they're interfering. And you'll know if you need to do something about it. Relying on Him is the practice that you need to perfect. Relying on the voice of the Father is the only thing you need to be worried about. Because once you've understood that He is actually in control of all of this, you won't have any other questions. When you begin to read things, He'll reveal things to you that you need to know specifically for you. Now, some of you may have the purpose of doing your own videos and spreading the gospel as well. Some of you just need to live new, because you become a testimony unto yourself that others will see the transition in you. They will feel the Spirit of Christ within you. They will be overwhelmed with your freedom, your happiness, and your relief in knowing this truth. And with that, they'll want to know. And if they want to know, they're going to ask you questions. Don't try to force the gospel onto someone. You won't go out into the street and be screaming this from the corners. You'll know when someone wants to know, whether they have an open mind and whether they've had these questions within them. The best way to proceed with anyone that you are wondering if they have an open mind or if they've had these concerns is to simply ask them a question. Ask them a question about, have you ever wondered about Moses, or have you ever wondered what Christ meant when He said this? And once they are free to actually discuss their concerns or their questions, and they know that they're free to discuss it with you, they will. Be sympathetic, be compassionate. Everyone in this world has been programmed, and they are terrified to question anything about what they're told not to question. That you shouldn't question what your pastor told you in church. That you shouldn't question any of these things, because you'll be lambasted by the populace. Well, you will. That's a guarantee. It's a promise. Christ promised that you would be persecuted. He promised that all of these things would happen. So in that, you take rest, and you actually take that as a positive thing when you're attacked, because he promised it. Whenever you're over the target, you're going to receive the flak. You're going to receive anti-aircraft fire. So I also wanted to let you know that I've been putting together a network, a social network that is without controls, without censorship. And it's based on a platform called Diaspora, which is appropriate. It's an appropriate name, Diaspora, meaning the desperate or the outsiders, the outcasts, which of course in this world, when you're in Christ, you will be. So this network I'm putting up, I'm going to put a link in the description box that you'll be able to go and sign up, and that will eventually be transferred over to the domain, which is crucifiedinchrist.com. But the link for now is going to be just an IP address, which we've established right now. So I encourage you to go on there, sign up. You'll be able to post things and read other people's postings just like you do on Facebook. And it'll allow us to actually communicate with other people outside of just this network. It's a decentralized, socialized network. And I'll put descriptions, I'll put links to descriptions of Diaspora so you can read about the technology and what it is and why I'm utilizing it. This is going to allow us to have the social church, so to speak, so that the community of the family can communicate with one another and also communicate with people outside of the family as well and bring them into the fold. So this will allow you to go from crawling to walking. This will allow you to communicate with others within the family that are experiencing the same things, and you'll see the different subject matters and different hashtags that outline the specific questions that you have. I will also post videos there that are not posted here on YouTube that are specifically for the group within that social network, that are specific to the questions and the things that are being asked within that network. So please go there and sign up. Nobody is going to mine any information. In fact, there's no way for me to actually mine any information within it. So this is the whole purpose behind me searching diligently for the specific technology out there that is open source, that is free, and that the people behind it have precisely the same function in mind that we are looking for here. I love you very much. I encourage you to sign up and begin communicating with others within the group. I think that you'll find great rest, great solace in communicating with all of them. You'll see some of the administrators that I'll be picking to help manage that network, because obviously it gets quite overwhelming with me creating content, also communicating and counseling with people all over the world that have responded to the videos. We have communities in Africa, we have communities in Acapulco, Brazil, Mongolia, we have communities in Russia, we have communities in Paris, we have communities all over the world. It's truly inspiring to see how this is growing and how you, all of you, are obtaining this understanding that is just so inspiring to me. I love you all very much, and I hope to see you online on the new network. Hey, just a quick addition to the video is that tonight we're going to have a podcast at 6 p.m. Arizona time. 6 p.m. Arizona time with myself, Steve Olson, and we've invited Naughty. Let's see if he shows up. We're going to be talking about a lot of things, but primarily I want to make sure that we get to your questions. So the number for calling in will be in the description box below, and the link for the podcast itself to listen. If you're on an iPhone, then you can just call in and listen on your iPhone. Love you very much. I hope to see you at the podcast tonight.